Quip, 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 quip. For your teeth, quip, quip. Quip, quip, quip. Quip, quip. For your teeth, quip, quip. Hey,
not one of your better ones.
It's a great one,
the best one.
They're gonna do fucking t-shirts.
I believe it.
Yeah, one of the most important things we do for our health every single day is brushing our teeth. Tell that to my brother Steve. Yet most of us don't do it properly, Steve. Quip is a better electric toothbrush created by dentists and designers. When you put the designing world and the dentistry world together, it sometimes creates scientific
breakthroughs, innovation.
That's what I was going to say. Quip was designed to make brushing your teeth more simple, affordable, and even enjoyable. You know, how boring is it to take a non-electric toothbrush that you get at like 7-Eleven and you have to go up and down, side to side?
But you know what's cool about Quip?
What?
Is that
Quip, 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 quip. Yeah.
it tells you when to move on to another part of your teeth. So if you've been here for 30 seconds, it will do a little sound.
It plays a song.
And it tells you, it does a little buzz, and then you move to the other side.
Because you know how sometimes, you know, you're on the bottom left side for 45 minutes.
That's what I do.
And you're going, wow, this is weird. Like, why am I bleeding?
That's exactly what I do.
You have a little thing that goes, switch sides.
Yep, switch sides.
Tell more about it.
Guys, one of the reasons we love it is because it is compact. You can actually travel with it everywhere, and they actually deliver the brush heads to you, so you don't have to go to the store. That's why they're backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. Quip starts at just $25. If you go to getquip.com/belly, get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first free pack free at getquip.com/belly. Enjoy the show.
Ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Kaya mai atundi. Chatapaday Paulo TigerBelly. Sayana, she came from the Canadian. Pagkatabo pati Ariana Stark haircut. Tapataya Pakoye artist. Sasayay, we got white gross. White there, right gross. The worst kind of white, right there, patapay, pink face. The patoy, shithead. We got flat face gook. Flat face gook. Clap face gook. Yeah. Two-dimensional face. We have my beautiful girlfriend here. Good night. Welcome to another episode of TigerBelly. And I woke up from a nap, but you know what? I had to get up because we have like a guest that like I've been friends with for a very long time. He's one of those. He's the popular kid on campus. Mm-hmm. You know how like you're always chasing the popular kids, like, you know, endorsement, and then when he says something to you, you go, "Oh yeah, you know the captain of the football team said hi." Mm-hmm. Right? And then you tell all your friends, and they go, "He said hi to you?" Like that. My whole like, you know, LA comedy life has been that with this guy. You know, of like, oh, will he call? He won't call. You know, and you know, I have to say, I have a lot of great things to say about him, but I'm gonna introduce him. But first, I want to say, before I even do that, no, I'm gonna say. I'm going to say that San Jose, all you people came out, and it was really great shows. I just flew back today. It was really great. You know, all the shows sold out. And then also a couple of people, I told you what happened, right?
Khalyla, what did he tell you?
I can't even look at him when he tells me these stories.
I like to tell like, yeah, Dane, what the fuck are you doing? All right.
The loudest.
But hey guys, I want to say that I'm going to bring up the guy. So he's from a Boston area. I met him. I think I first saw him in a movie called Mystery Men. Were you in that movie? Yeah.
Can I
We
talk
just
to him?
nod your head. Just nod your head. Yeah. And it was. I think it was a scene where people are auditioning to be in this like superhero team, and I remember the movie being not that good, and then him coming on and going and like almost stealing the scene, like getting a huge laugh.
Was
in the
Janine
theater.
Garofalo in it?
Yes, he was.
Ben
She was.
Stiller?
I
Was
do
Ben Stiller?
Yeah, Paul Rubin was in it
Ben
too.
Stiller? Yeah.
Stiller was in it. Yeah. He then had Smash Films and Tourgasm on HBO, and just a bunch of leads and movies, and then tours and all that stuff, man. And it's fucking really good to have him, Mr. Dane Cook. Give him a round of applause, Dane.
Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
Mystery Men, they called me up and they said, we want you to come in and be one of the auditioners to be a superhero. I was like, all right, cool. It was Kink Usher was the director. And he said, all right, we wrote you a part. You're going to be the Waffler. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I go, should I? He goes, just dress however you want, whatever you think for the character. So I went home and I made the utility belt with the truth syrup and the whisk, the time travel whisk, and I put burn marks, griddle marks, all of my. I showed up on set and literally him and Stiller and all these guys come over and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm the waffler. They go, no, waffle like you can't make a decision, waffler.
No, really?
I go, this is funnier.
No, but you really?
Yeah, I swear.
So did they make you take the stuff off?
No, I said
think you did it that way.
I
right?
said I'm doing it like this. This is the character.
Wow.
I said this other way is not.
Wow.
That's not very good.
And they were like, they probably went, we'll just pretend we're shooting. We'll shoot it. We'll cut it out. And then they shot it and they saw it in the editing room. They went, this guy's killing it.
One of the weirdest things I've ever done because they, for singles, usually when you're with like big stars, they're not there. It's usually like fill-in people. And I got to set and they had William H. Macy, Paul Rubens, Hank Azaria,
Oh my God.
Ben Stiller, and Garofalo sitting in front of me when I did that.
Oh my God.
And they're all like kind of laughing, but Stiller was not like
yeah.
he was not enjoying me.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
actually put the kibosh on it. He was like, "We're done. You're good."
Really?
We got it.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I've had those kind of vibes on, you show up to a thing and you realize that the power structure is you're the bottom. Like you have no like voice at all. You just have to do what they say to do.
Right.
And then even if you go outside the box, it's almost dangerous almost. So it's like you just stay in this unfun. Those are the worst jobs.
Yeah.
It turns out to be okay sometimes, but it's like you just get like I have no friends here. You know what I mean? Everyone's bigger than me,
It's weird though. Something about being, I don't know if you're like this, but I'm better when I'm more uncomfortable. I'm a better performer on stage when something's on my mind. I'm better when they're like, fuck, we're late now. We can't get the scene. We can do it once.
Right.
I'm better there. When I have a lot of time to, kind of sit and marinate on it, not as good.
Are you like this? Like if you see a bad crowd?
Can we hold hands while we...
Yeah. That's so nice. Oh, he's so nice. The popular
Whoa,
kid.
Hey, no, we're committed now.
What?
Hey, come
I
on.
know, I understand that, but the nerd and the football guy, they don't do that.
Oh, come on.
They don't do that.
Bobby.
The nerd and the football guy, on the school.
I'm not the football guy.
Yeah, you are the football
I was
guy.
never the football guy.
I know, but it was perceived. You have the shirt on.
Look at the shirt. Well, I'm not the football guy.
Yeah. But you have to admit, though, dude, it's like, I'm going to just tell you about him.
Okay.
In the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a place called Dublin's that we would do stand-up on Tuesday night.
Oh, shit, that's what I meant to do. There's this box that he has in his room, a chest of photographs, and 3/4 of them are of Dublin's.
No.
Yeah, and there are a lot of pictures of you there.
I would love...
Wow,
I'm gonna. They're in
love to see
the box.
those.
I'm gonna
Would love
pull
to
those
look at
up.
it. Yeah, somebody send it to us?
No, you've always had them. This is when you still had. You had to develop the photos.
Oh. Are you sure those weren't the New Orleans photos with Vince Vaughn?
No,
in
there were
New
some
Orleans?
Dublin's
I have
ones for
those too.
sure.
I have those too. I remember that. Yeah.
That was a great gig.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was a fun weekend. But and then it turned out to be bad.
Dublin's. Bubbling in Dublin's.
But Dublin's.
Jay-Z.
Dude, Jay-Z.
Bubbling in Dublin. Yep.
Ahmed.
Ahmed. Jay Davis.
Wait, why'd you pause when I said Ahmed?
Because I was not...
You're absorbing it?
I was not connecting Ahmed with Jay-Z. For a minute, I was like, did they collab on something?
No. Oh, no. Oh, when you said Jay-Z, I thought you meant Jay Davis running it.
No, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, the
Bubbling
actual-
in Dublin.
Oh, right. That's
Yeah.
right, Jay-Z.
Oh, look at how that was such a...
That was really cool, the way you did that.
I
yeah.
hate myself right now.
But Jay-Z did what Dublin
Yeah.
there, and then But Ahmed Ahmed and Jay Davis ran the room.
That's right.
On Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And it was
A free show upstairs in an Irish pub.
Free.
Yeah.
And I have to
It
say,
was a free show.
It was free.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whoa.
and I have to say, it was just one of those nights where, and I've never seen anything like it. I don't think since. It was always packed. It felt like this is the place to be.
Right.
Like you wouldn't have been able to get in.
It was
even if
first come,
free-
first serve.
He even looks like he would have owned the place.
No.
It was an Irish pub.
No.
Don't be nice to him. He never gets kindness from any of us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
hold my
No,
hand.
no,
No, you can't do that.
What, dude?
The jock
All
and
And
right.
us, and
No, I'm
us.
not
Oh,
doing that. That's like sucking his dick. I'm not.
Free show
Canadians are
upstairs.
so fucking. Look at Canadians. Look at that. What
Are we allowed? I thought you said I can't look or talk
Don't
to
look at it this one. Don't
I
look at it.
purposely just like shunned him visually. I've never shunned someone visually before.
Don't look at this little fucking guy, right? I love him though. But yeah, it was free. He wouldn't have been able to get in, and it was like, but I have to, and if I'm blowing wind up your bong bong, you have to kind of admit to some things though, which is
Yes.
which are realities of the
Okay.
situation.
You know, I often call you the truth detector. So
Thank
there's
you.
no lying in front of
Wow,
Bobby Lee.
really?
Yeah.
Really?
In this
Yeah.
podcast, he has a motto where he says, "I lie to win."
Yeah.
So I don't know if truth detector is
I lie a lot.
the
I lie a lot.
But you know what? That's the truth.
Yeah, that is the truth.
true.
Thank you. Steve's from the past, man. I love it. But the whole show was revolved pretty much around your set.
I don't think it was revolved, but I did close out a lot of those shows down there.
Oh, let me ask you.
Something was happening. I felt it. I literally felt like after all the years of being like, I'm okay, I can get some I felt the consistency.
Yeah.
And week to week as I was performing there, I'm being serious. Like I knew over that first year I was there, I was like, oh, I'm becoming something.
Yeah. And you could feel it because, you'd go to the Comedy Store back then was terrible. And there was just no one in the audience, even on a weekend. And it was almost as if like this style of performance is something of the past. It felt like this, it's dead. But then you go to the Dublins and you go, no, it's young, it's super hip.
Can we get him some cough suppressant?
No. That's just the way he does it. What happened to you?
I had the same
I
exact
got
cough. I'm
sick
actually.
from her.
Yeah.
It's just
a really
are we
itchy
going to
one.
round robin this flu?
no,
Is that
yeah.
what's going to happen
Yeah.
here?
Are you sick now?
No, just residual.
It's just
residual.
it's post nasal drip. It's making your throat itchy. I have the same thing.
Okay. You're gonna be fine?
The pressure.
Yeah.
Can you just lay on your
Yeah.
back and keep Ricolas in your mouth?
Yeah.
Can I have one?
Anyway, it was like young, like I remember going there and like
Yeah, all this Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake.
all
and
of them would come out, like
all the-
Cameron
all the
Diaz,
cool-
and
all the cool
Yeah,
kids.
back then,
and we were cool kids with the cool kids.
I didn't feel that, but yeah.
Well, you were 47 years old at the time.
My God.
Oh, you fucking-
No, we
I
were
was
the
pretty
cool
old then,
kids.
yeah, we were cool, yeah.
We were the cool. In that environment, seemed like it was our sweet spot.
And then it was, you would go up, and usually you would have a good set, and then afterwards it would be like, it was the only time this has ever happened where every time you'd had somebody give you a card, like a business card.
Right.
Like, I'm from this huge company. I'm Dave Becky. I'm this,
Yeah.
And they would want to, do business with you. It was that incredible. But the whole thing was revolved around him, right? And he would come up, and that was like, I had seen people crush before. I've seen, back in the late 90s, I saw Pablo Francisco rip up a room once, I've seen Mencia, although, we know about him, but he,
We know.
but I've seen Mencia in a packed room, in San Antonio, rip up a room.
Right.
I've seen it, and
I've seen you rip up.
I've done okay, and then I've seen him. The captain doesn't get compliments, and but it was something. There was a weird thing happening where people were like, "That's that guy," like
Yeah.
and then you.
Yeah.
After that, you're gone.
It was unbelievable, man. It literally was. I remember the first 2 times doing the gig versus, maybe like a year and a half later, I was getting paid like, whatever, some pretty decent college gigs, and then a year and a half later, I was like living my dream, my pipe dream of what I hoped comedy would be.
Yeah.
Happened while I was incubating at Dublin's.
Like you were at that. Remember that on Fountain? You used to live in that apartment building.
That's where you and I had an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
One of our first.
Yeah.
I said I wouldn't bring it up on the podcast.
What was it?
was the conversation?
It was an intimate conversation. We had a heart to heart that I don't know if either one of us were expecting. We thought we were just going to shoot the
I
shit.
remember having it, but I forget what the thing it was about.
Some hands. Drop some
wanna hear
hands.
it.
Yeah.
It was just. I think we were just.
Was it the thing that about my sexual things that I would do?
It wasn't
you?
about sexual things towards me.
No. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, right? No. Oh, that sounded weird. That sounded fucking weird. That sounded really weird. Canadian. I swear. That sounded weird. No. This is what I meant to say. That no.
The hugging and
what I was known for, and this was like people didn't like me for this. Was I was known for like if I see a guy at a club, I knew I would grab onto them and I would squeeze their ass, or I would
for a very long period of time.
Yeah,
we've all experienced
for like a half an hour.
For like maybe like a good, realistically, like 40 seconds. That's a long time for somebody to embrace you and go hi, and pat you on the back.
Yeah, he's the only one
until the
he's
day.
the only one in life, right, that I've ever done this to that figured out the antidote.
Yes,
right.
I saw you coming. I remember where we were.
Right.
We were at Excess.
What's excess?
It wasn't Dublin's.
It was on Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood, right?
It was
yeah, over there. Yeah.
It was a shit show.
Yeah, a shit show. Yeah, and then you tell him what happened.
And so I see B. Lee come in, and I'm like,
you weren't having it. You weren't having it.
He's gonna beeline right over to me, and so I prepared myself. And when he got right up to me, I turned, I bear hugged you, and I fell on the floor on top of you.
Yeah.
And I took that 40 seconds and parlayed it into about 2.5 minutes. I didn't let you go for at least 2.5 or 3 minutes.
He did this cougar
shoulder
thing.
And I was like, I love you, Bobby Lee, I love you. Right in your ear the way you would do it.
Yeah, and I couldn't fucking move. It was so intrusive.
You were just like,
yeah, and then after that, I stood up and I go, oh, I can't do that to him anymore.
You literally retired it right there. To
I
me.
did.
You go, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
yeah.
I won't do that to you again.
I never did that again. And you know who heard about that and did it was Renazizzi. Steve Renazizzi heard that you did that, and he did it to me too, and I never did it to him again. So that was literally the antidote, right?
Comments learned.
But you guys in this room are employees.
That sounds so weird.
No, it is. And I'm going to say this right now, right? There is no antidote. There is no pathway out. Mm-hmm. You take it.
Nah, that's not true. Because I remember when George went to the mountains and he sent you a dick pic, and it made you feel very, very uncomfortable.
I know. Can I say this, though? What we were talking about earlier, right, is still bro shit. Right? It's like, hazing. It's like, we're college kids, having fun. What you do is homosexual.
Yeah.
That right there. When you send a dick pic to somebody, another dude, that's...
But it was stylized. It was stylized because it was.
It's not stylized. His dick's not stylized. I'll tell you that right now.
His dick was in the air.
It was tasteful.
It
was it
tasteful?
Was it flaccid or was it like ka-ting?
It was half stacked.
It was half stacked.
Was it a katana or was it the tip of Florida?
It was mid-range. It was mid-range. It was, and that it could have been either full at one point or it's getting full, but it wasn't flaccid.
And is he a ginger in the ball sack area?
Look at his face. Yeah, it's gross.
He looks like Tormund from Game of Thrones.
My favorite. I love Tormund. I have a crush on Tormund. Tormund is
You watch
sexy.
that show?
Love it.
Me too.
I have a theory. I have my own. I don't know if we want to, go down.
We're a week away. You might as well drop it.
Drop your theory.
I'll give you my really super condensed. I think Cersei initially is going to win. And I think that Jaime is going to kill his own sister, and Jaime is going to end up taking it, and he's going to bring Tyrion as his hand of the king because he knows he needs Tyrion.
So you think Tyrion's going to betray Daenerys?
They're going to die.
Oh!
Yeah, there's no happy endings here with Jon and Dany.
Now with the White
Do we have to
Walkers.
stand, or we all do?
No. When I get really excited, I stand.
Yeah.
That was an incredible theory.
Interesting.
Right there. So what you're saying is that Cersei, right? Jaime's gonna kill his sister, his lover, and that's why in the last episode of the last episode they had the seventh season, when the two were making love in the boat, the dwarf came out, Tyrion came out, and there was that ominous it was a wide shot, but he was deep into this by the stairs looking.
Yep.
And you knew that there was something going on.
I wish they added the Brady Bunch. Right.
From
the Hawaii episode right at that point with the tarantula coming down the well.
Yeah, but he did do that. He was like standing there. And he walked away. So there's something going on with that guy.
What's your theory? And what happens with the White Walkers? With the Night King?
I think they're going to be destroyed ultimately, and I think Dany's going to die by her own dragon, the ice dragon.
No,
because it's that whole theme of kids taking over the lineage from parents. So I think her child kills Dany.
You've really thought this through.
Yeah, but the thing is that that can't happen. I'll tell you why that can't happen.
You're probably right.
It can't happen because we know that Game of Thrones has thrown things at us that were like the wedding and what's his name dying in the beginning of the first show.
Ned Stark.
Yeah, Ned Stark dying.
I think the North wins. I think the Starks are at the top at the end. I think between Jon, Arya, and Sansa, that's what I want at least.
That's what I desire. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's closer to maybe what he's saying, but I think that the Starks, somebody has to win. I mean, you're not going to go through Arya and the warg, what's his name? The
Bran,
and all their voyage and their point of view and all that stuff.
Right.
Just to die at the end. I think there's going to be some warging going on. I think Arya's skills over being is going to use.
I've always said Bran was the strongest one because if he can warg into a dragon, I think it's game
Bran's
over.
going to kill the Night King by probably becoming him because he can time travel.
And
then it'll make the whole full circle of Jaime winning because he threw Bran out the window, which got everything in motion for him to become the White Walker to kill those. So that army's gone, and then Jaime can take over.
Oh my God! What are you doing? My eyes
you
are
just
fucking.
sit at your house and write all this down.
That's incredible.
Because
so many
remember,
theories.
there was always the theory that Bran was the Night King, but that makes it clearer how he would become the Night King.
Look at how Bran is dressed in the last full season.
Armor.
He looks just like the Night King.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're saying is this. So you're saying,
Are we recapping? We just recapped.
I know because I don't fully. When people talk, no matter how much I'm listening, I'm dumb. My brain, it takes a while, right? I need 2 passes, right? So I need a clearing pass. This is what I call the clearing pass.
Okay.
Right? And here's a clearing pass. So what you're saying to me is this: is that what's his name?
Bran.
Okay. Bran is the Night King, the main guy. Although I guess they do have structurally the same kind of face.
Yeah.
Jawline.
He can travel back in
nose.
time. Bran can.
Bran can travel
can
back
warg.
and forth. So he wargs into who? The Night King?
Mm-hmm.
Right. How? He goes back in time. I've never seen Bran.
No, I think I'm going to take it a step further. I don't think he worked. I think he through whatever that osmosis of time travel. When his eyes turn white.
Yeah.
And the longer he stays in there, it's not supposed to be good for whatever your mentality. What if by the end his eyes are white and then they just slowly crystallize and turn blue because he stayed in there too long and he becomes the Night King?
Oh my God.
Oh, that was wonderful. But now we have an amazing sponsor.
Rich wallet. For your pocket. Rich wallet. For your pocket. Rich wallet. For your pocket. You guys, Rich wallet is the only wallet I will use for the rest of my lifetime. Okay, it's a slim. You guys know. Here it is right here. You know that if you see me on the street, you go, "Let me see your Ridge wallet." I'll pull it out. And I'll show you. It has RFID production, slim front pocket wallet. It's offered in carbon fiber, titanium, aluminum. I give it away to guests that come here. That's how I'm a believer.
And it comes with these cool little screws that you can use to tighten the little screws on it. It's really spiffy and it makes for a really nice gift.
Yeah. Free
So
shop,
aggressive.
free shipping worldwide. 500,000 sold. What? 25,000 5-star review. Rich wallet. Go tell them about it.
Go to ridgewallet.com and use the promo code BELLY for 10% off your sleek front carry wallet. Be the future with Ridge Wallet. This is brought to you by
Rich wallet.
System of a Down. Enjoy the rest of the show.
can't wait to have kids and just tell
It's
these as bedtime
It's
stories.
incredible. Do you hate people that go, "Oh, I don't like fantasy. I don't watch that," because it's like,
Yeah.
no, because I get angry.
I don't care what people don't like. I think I was on the receiving end, to bring it back to me for a second.
Yeah.
I was on the receiving end of so much animosity after hitting such great peaks that it put me through this ringer of like, it made me appreciate like not judging artists and artistry. I don't do it. I was a hypocrite before. I used to do the same thing. Oh, this guy sucks. But we're all in a process. We're all growing. We're all evolving, and hopefully putting that back into our
I'm so
creativity.
glad you brought that up because, and I'm not gonna say I don't know what it is, but there is.
Maybe it's love.
Probably is love.
Hold hands.
But there is a shift. I've always liked you. I've never been like, oh, fuck that. I've always loved you.
You've always been fair to me.
We've
and
been nice
I feel like
to
we've
each
always
other.
had a really, Yep.
But there has been in the last, I think, year, where I've noticed that you've just been, you've always been nice, but like there's a shift in your approach and up to people, and your shift in you're smiling and just a little bit softer than I've ever seen you.
Right. Because I used to come in hot.
You came out, and I would come in hot too if I were you.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I come in hot, but but there is something that happened. What is it? Did you have like a revelation, or because something happened?
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is my 29th year for me. How long you been in?
23 or 24
Okay, so
years,
29 years doing stand-up comedy. And you got to realize, again, it's a lot, but to put it in the simplest 3 acts was like the first act of my career from 90 when I started all the way up to 2001 was just struggling, trying to make ends meet. In a period when comedy was oversaturated, Comedy Central had destroyed comedy with too many shitty comics that they were putting on, and then the comedy albums were dead. It was literally a dead form. It was dead. You couldn't get a comedy record deal because why? There's no need. It was a promotional item, is what they called it at Comedy Central. So I finally break through, and I break through at a time when, even though I've been working hard, I'm not quite ready for everything that's about to happen because I'm a kid.
Yeah.
And my ego and vanity and all the stuff that are of alpha men, coupled with I'm a deeply insecure person. Now, you probably wouldn't sit here and say like, oh, I see that because I don't wear it on my sleeve.
I see it.
But I wasn't the football dude.
Yeah.
I was the quietest kid in school.
Yeah.
And so I'm becoming this known entity, frat kind of comic or whatever the label was. But off stage, I was more low key. So when people saw me coming into those environments, I came across probably, in a fault of my own, as being a little bit like standoffish. But it was just more my own insecurity that was keeping me from ingratiating myself with people.
Yeah, but it happened.
And the third act, the last 10 years, it's like everything happened with my parents. I lost, my mom and dad, same year. All this stuff with my brother, all this stuff with backlash. And it just kind of humbles you in a way that you finally have perspective.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the perspective until really the last many, many years.
Yeah, I do remember going to the Grove once and seeing you and your parents. Mm-hmm. I really did.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting. I didn't even say hi. I don't think to you. I think I was at the Grove.
It was the only time I think they were ever together out here.
At the Grove.
Yeah, to visit me.
Yeah, and I saw you guys in the Grove, and you had your arms around. I'm going to get emotional. I don't know why, but you guys had your arms around both of them, and I remember thinking, "Oh, what a great family." You know what I mean? And then I found out that they passed.
Yeah.
It was like really. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an impossible time. That's the only way I describe it. It was impossible to deal with losing my best friend, my mom.
Yeah.
And then a week after my mom passes away, my dad comes to me and he's like, I have cancer and I have 6 months to live.
Oh my God.
So 9 months, both parents gone.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What do you do? I mean, how do you?
I just went to work, man. I went to work. The one thing that they raised me to do was follow my dream of being a performer. So I felt like they could vicariously still be living through me by me succeeding more. That was also another big catalyst. When my mom was sick, I accomplished so much in those couple of years because I wanted to show her every fucking thing.
Oh man.
So SNL, all that stuff came from me telling her I'm going to do all this stuff, and kind of the pressure of feeling like I was keeping her alive because her immune system's good because she's happy and seeing her son reveling in this excitement. So weirdly, I felt like the prognosis for health with my mom was like, just keep doing stuff, keep showing her more so she'll stick around. I'm gonna get emotional. I just didn't want her to leave.
Yeah. Man, wow,
man.
Yeah,
but you're not wrong about that. I think that is what keeps people around longer.
Yeah.
And that feeling of excitement and looking ahead and knowing that they always say that even with, terminal patients, they last longer when they're happy. And you probably gave her extra time because you made her happy.
Yeah, she did. She stayed alive longer than what they anticipated.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, the last bunch of years, and again, I think you and I have always had for whatever reason, we've always had an easier, quicker connection than some of the other people that we could name names or not that may have felt like I was a little prickly. And so I always appreciated that.
Yeah.
I love that word. Prickly's a good word.
It's a great word.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, though. It's like, to some, it's a competition, right? And in many ways it is, but I don't think it's a competition between you, me, and like the guy that I'm always compared to is with Ken Jeong or another Asian guy, right? And it's like, and people try to get my mind toward the competitive side of it and pit us against each other.
Right.
But I just, maybe times I'll be like, I'll see a billboard with him in it in a movie or whatever. And immediately my first response would be to go inside myself and to go, what's wrong with you? You're a loser. Look, he's killing it. You're not, you know what I mean? But then I immediately go to, it's not a competition. I love him. I went to his wedding. He's my friend. And then you go through the normal things. What's the smile? Why are you smiling?
Oh, nothing.
Now tell me why you're smiling.
When you see,
go ahead.
When you see a picture of Ken Jeong,
I
know exactly what your next step is.
What is it?
Do you really want me to say it?
Yeah, but I will cut it out if it's weird.
Choose your word. Sit totally still so the edit looks all right. I feel like we look at people like that.
Yeah.
And if we're being really just transparent
Yeah.
here, it's because we know we're capable of doing those things as well. As good as our quote-unquote competition.
Wow.
My competition is actually my accelerant. My competition is like how the Rolling Stones used to bring amazing bands to open up for them, so they'd have to kick ass fucking more instead of putting somebody who's kind of like, new to the game.
So interesting that you say that.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of therapy, dude. A lot of therapy helped me shift the whole universe of how I see. I'm more introspective, and I feel more comfortable having these kinds of conversations because it's we're all evolving, man. We're
evolving
on a journey.
And when you said that, it's funny that you say that because, I've been bringing openers on the road as of late that I know I can follow.
That's not true.
Well, no. The last couple, I'm saying the last couple.
The last couple have been really strong. You had Isan. You had a lot of
Yeah, but they're
these
not
guys.
Fahim Anwar.
Or
that
Jesus
time.
Trejo.
And Jesus Trejo. Fahim Anwar and Jesus Trejo, when they go perform me, there is glimpses of me backstage like, am I going to be able to, am I going to be able to follow? You know what I mean?
But you always,
I know.
That's your wind up.
That's my thing.
I've never seen you walk into a club and they go like this. Hey, you're on next after so and so, and I've never seen you be like, cool, good to go.
So true. What am I like?
No, you're like this. Oh no. Are you lean?
Oh yeah. Or I've done this move. No, dude. I have another spot somewhere else, so I can't even do it. And they go, "Are you really where?" Oh, it's a one night. It's a one nighter. You know what I mean? Like because they can call the lineup, and it's like, I let me say the thing. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. Like I honestly, I've if Rogan or Bill Burr or Dane or I followed you a bunch of times in the last year.
Yeah,
I'm good about that now. I believe Canadian that I can follow anybody. I really do believe that. But on the road, it's a little different because they're my audience, and it's also packed, and it's also they don't expect someone like Fahim Anwar to be that good, right? He's clever, he's a great joke writer. His thought processes, it's all thought through the bits, and so at times I've gone, oh my god, this is, but I've always been able to follow them, and I feel like sometimes I bring weaker people so it can make myself easier, but I don't think that's
those sets aren't probably even as good.
Probably not.
No.
Right. That's fucking interesting that you say that.
Yeah, you got to. I think you're a keep your back up against the wall kind of guy. I think you're better when when you think you're fighting for your life, and I'm like that too, man. I'm like that too. If I come into a situation and I'm completely like kick my feet up comfortable, I'm probably not going to do as well.
Wow.
I'm a pressure player, and I think you're a pressure player, which means, I don't know how you were in school, but days of tests, I wouldn't even do my homework ever at home. But I'd scramble to learn it an hour before and study.
It's me.
Yeah.
Those were the ones I did well in.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
stuff I planned and tried to do all my homework, fucking D's.
Same,
Right.
same with essays or papers that I have to turn in. It was like if I planned it 3 weeks in advance, that paper was going to be shit. But if I forced myself 2 hours of creativity under pressure, I would bang out the best shit ever.
We're pressure players, man. That's it.
Yeah. That's so interesting you say that because you're right. Like even like if I'm on a set or something I'm doing and I'm completely comfortable, it's pretty garbage. You know what I mean? It's when like I walk home and like, oh my God, that was hard.
Yeah.
The kid gave me notes, right? And I did it and they're like, I'm not doing it right. And then I walked out away for a bit, came back. I was able to nail it, but and then it's like you look and you go, oh no, that was good.
Yeah.
And the jobs where I come home and I go, that was the funnest time I've ever had. Me and this guy, we piggyback each other and went into the ocean, and then we went on set, play, and then it's like you watch it, it's like a YouTube video, a movie that looks like a YouTube video, like it's terrible. You know what I mean?
Vlog footage.
Yeah. Do you still audition and shit or no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I know that.
I think it's like because there's so much content and stuff that's being made all the time that everybody wants to get in on now. So the auditioning is back at I think everybody's in the room. I see a lot of people that I'm like, you audition? Oh shit.
Yeah.
You seem like you'd be great at auditions.
I'm pretty good at being in front of like that small group of people and not being uncomfortable when it's producers and all that stuff. But I'm not as good when I don't know. I'm just not like self tapes and stuff. I don't feel the pressure, so I don't get a lot of response.
He's the opposite.
Really?
Well, no,
Oh, man.
no. Now we're onto something. Because the last 3 self-tapes I
Now
did...
we're onto something? I thought we were onto something this
30
whole
No, but
thing.
now we're onto something even different.
40 minutes? We haven't been on to anything?
No, we've been on a lot of things.
Okay,
No,
that's
we've
fine.
been on a lot
Let's
of
just start it here. Cut the previous.
No. We're onto something again. We're onto something again, guys. Jesus, this guy. But you're right. It's like the last 3 or 4 tapes I've sent. Not really. I didn't get them, or no response really.
Yeah.
And I think that the ones that I do go in it's more of a.
Well, this is what's different about you. If people, he has an aura about him that I feel like in person you do give off a very, very different aura than when you're on a tape because you are a special breed.
What's an aura mean?
I mean, just your energy. You're very eccentric.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
very weird, and you do little things that make people laugh, like when you're not doing your scene.
Right.
And people remember that. They remember how you made them feel.
Danny DeVito got Taxi because he had auditioned for so many things in New York City where he's told his agents and managers, send me in. If it says 6 foot tall, send me in. And he knew he wasn't going to get the role.
Yeah.
They remembered him. And then finally they,
Yeah.
the one that mattered came.
The one that mattered, Taxi, the one that mattered came. It's so interesting, and it's like when you go in there, sometimes they're not even. Sometimes they don't even want the guy that knows the scene inside and out, and it's like Sometimes they want somebody that's just like different or.
Well, Eric Stone Street said it best. He's like, if you nail your audition, then they know that's your ceiling. If you give them something where they can use their imagination and say, you know what, he nailed this part. I wonder how much better he could be. There's more of an intrigue rather than that was the best. That's the best they can do.
He's a thespian. He's
Yeah.
He said something to me once. I was in an audition, right, and he was shooting. He was on Modern Family, and they were shooting in the area where the door of the audition was. And he saw me walk in, right, and he saw me I looked at him. He knows how nervous I get. I get really nervous. And I sat in this audition, right? I signed up, my name, little things like, what time did you come in? And why is that there?
What time did you get there, and what time is your audition? And I always fuck up and put the time of my audition in the get there, and then I'm like, they're gonna think I walked in right. I'm fucked. I already lost this part.
Yeah. But why does it even need that? Just check.
I
don't know. What is it?
Makes no sense.
So you sign. There's 3-4 columns, right? That you have to
put your agency.
All that's bullshit. Sometimes I just go ditto, right? from the other people. And I sat there and I was
Or you just read the other names. You're like, who the fuck else was in here?
Oh, I've done that. Yeah. And sometimes you see some names, you're like, what the fuck?
Ugh. It sucks when you're like, I'm going in for Nick,
Man.
and then you're like, everybody's name is on there for Nick.
Yeah. And I was sitting there really nervous, and Eric walks into the lobby. But I thought he was going to razz me or tease me or whatever. And he comes to my ear. He whispers something. You know what he says? It doesn't need to be perfect. And he walks out. And I'd had a good audition. And I thought to myself, that right there is a true fucking friend. I mean, somebody, like, I have some friends that would try to sabotage it.
Really?
Yeah, I would have a friend go in there. I know I could name names. I'm not going to. That would walk in there and go, "Don't fuck this up. It means everything."
Right.
And walk out. Right. But that guy, Eric Stonestreet, said, "You got this. It doesn't have to be perfect." And that's a gift. When that's a real friend right there, man. You know.
I love him.
Well, I was in all the castings on all the Lionsgate movies that I did. So I read with a lot of people because I just wanted to see the process. A lot of people in LA are not prepared when they come in.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
Like, look terrible attitude. I couldn't believe how limited our choices were based on people that came in that were like bright-eyed and ready to go.
Wow.
Everybody else looked like they just rolled out a hide 22 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Slapped a little dippity-doo in their hair.
But
and
I think
came in.
somebody once told me though that that's how you go in. You go in not wanting it, right? You go in like you're above it, like you're dressed like I'm doing something, like.
That's insulting, though. 'cause
But that's what someone told me that once. Like an incredible person told
It
me.
was Eric Stonestreet. He whispered that on another day.
Don't take a shower.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you're right. It probably doesn't,
if you're like grossly unprepared, that's just an insulting.
But now there's so many other factors. There are some places that want to know your Instagram numbers when you audition.
You
There are
know,
some.
I'm sure you know
It's
that.
you know the politics of out here. It's so very political, competitive, and then the comedy world, and then everything, the extension of it. This is like an obstacle course out here, man. You know, and it's a lottery. There's a lot of factors.
It's weird because I think part of it is remember when you did that movie with Casper and these kids had like 7 million followers.
YouTubers, yeah.
I did a
the
YouTube
YouTubers,
movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just security to get their money back, to make sure that
Right.
whoever these young kids that follow these guys are going to buy the movie on iTunes, and they know for a fact they're going to get their money back.
Yeah, I've done like
And so-
3 YouTube star movies, and it's like it's really interesting because number one, it's not their thing to sit on a mark, right, and just they don't know what the cameras do or like and what jib is or any other terminology, and they're just learning on their feet, and I'm like totally there to support them, but it sucks for people, young comics now, because listen, I've been on a network sitcom, maybe a third year coming, and not a single person has said to me, "I love you on that show." My point is not because I'm not good on it. It's a point. But
Eric Stonestreet, come on in. Eric.
But my point is that there's so much out there, right?
Yeah.
There is so much out
Yeah.
there. You have to be in a culturally like a Game of Thrones,
Handmaid's Tale.
or Handmaid's Tale, something that shifts cultures and
But I also feel like you're such a big. I'm not saying that you don't bring value to the show that you're on. I'm sure I haven't seen the show.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a great show. But, and I said this to you in the club a few years ago. We were having like one of our just stark get to the point of it. I said, Bobby, your vehicle is going to be something you make. That's you in the center. Your Barry on HBO. There is a fucking show that I see, and I'm a visual person, you doing that you still haven't done yet.
Yeah, I haven't,
Maybe
no.
you haven't had the opportunity. Maybe you haven't been there.
I had no opportunity.
Well, maybe from this.
Oh,
The nerd.
you have been directing, right? I saw you direct
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
that?
the next phase of my whole shift is like I'm writing, directing, producing.
Oh, you
Yeah,
know what
I love it.
Jordan's doing.
I love it.
Did you see Us?
Yeah.
Was it
It's
good?
amazing.
I saw
I heard
it.
it was
Yeah.
amazing.
I thought I liked it better than Get Out.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot
I
more
haven't seen it
layers.
yet.
A lot of layers.
Yeah.
I have to see it. Oh,
I dug
man.
it.
Sorry to interrupt, but we have an amazing sponsor.
Not that one. The other one.
That's a goat.
That's
That's
our
a goat.
zebra one, though.
Oh, that's a goat. No.
Yeah, that's my goat.
Goat. Can I tell you a real goat sound?
Yeah, do it.
Meh.
Oh,
No. Bah. That's sheep. It's no. You have it all fucking wrong. It's not. My God, don't you know your animal sounds?
I've never seen one.
Bah is sheep. It's meh. It goes like this. It
Yeah.
goes meh.
okay,
It's
cool.
meh.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll try
like that, like that.
Here we go.
Go.
Sorry to interrupt, guys, but we have an amazing sponsor.
It's
I'm
the
just gonna
wrong
do that. I don't
sound.
care. The goats I've
Meh.
seen do that.
Am I on a farm?
Yeah, and they look just like horses. The goats I've seen look just like horses. Okay. You guys, Goat is one of our favorite new sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what it is. Goat.com is the safest way to buy and sell authentic sneakers online. You know, you go around LA, you go over there to La Brea, you go downtown, right? They have those kind of sneakers. They're never open. Whenever I go there, like the one in Little Tokyo, it's always closed, and they have weird times. We're open from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Sunday morning, and that's it. And you're like, "What the fuck? I'm not gonna go." But they're the largest marketplace in the world for authentic Yeezys, Jordans, and over 600,000 sneakers listings. They made the whole process frictionless and trustworthy. They do this by only accepting sellers with past reputation and by verifying all the sneakers to ensure their authenticity for buyers. Every detail is inspected, from stitching and color to the size and weight. GOAT certifies that every pair of sneakers on their site matches exact factory specifications. With over 500,000 sneakers on the platform and 10 million users, you won't find the better prices for verified 100% authentic sneakers anywhere else. I can't talk anymore. Go ahead.
Guys, find the perfect 100% authentic sneakers at goat.com/belly. That's goat.com/belly. Plus, you'll also be supporting our show. But you've got to go right now before the sneakers you want are gone. And when you go to goat.com/belly, spelled GOAT.com/belly.
What is that? You scared the shit out of me.
Cut that part out. Cut that part out.
What is that?
I don't know why I did that.
Or keep it in.
Yeah. I don't know why. Why did I come from? What happened to me just now? I don't know.
Guys, we're just so excited about the sneaker. We're so excited about GOAT. We're so excited about GOAT, right? Is that why? Just say if you're excited about GOAT, right? We're excited about GOAT, right? GOAT.com/belly. The most authentic sneakers ever. Every shoe is sometimes shoes are smelled. There's their amazing sneakers. GOAT is so much fun. Goat.com/belly. Guys, enjoy the rest of the show.
It was that good. So you wrote something. That's the thing that you just shot because I saw you on Instagram.
Yeah, I co-wrote a short and directed it. And basically, what I liked about it was not a story that had anything to do with me or what people know of my comedy. My friend Monib Abad is a Middle Eastern actor in L.A. And he goes in for terrorist roles literally every week. And he's from Sacramento.
Wow.
And all he does is go in for NCSI. He blows up the helicopter. So we talked about it, and we wrote a story about what his life is in L.A. So it's like Entourage with Middle Easterners.
That's a great fucking idea.
It's funny. It's got some good heart.
It's a great idea.
And it looks unbelievable. And honestly, it's really not anything to do with me. I had the great cinematographer, Ivan Rodriguez. It looks like we spent $300,000 on it. Wow. We didn't. But I'm psyched, man. It's like...
Are you having a screening? I'd love to see it. I mean, we would love to
I'll send you the link. I'll just send it over.
You have it? It's all edited, ready to go?
Yeah.
I'm being real, though.
Yeah, no, we're doing the film festival circuit now, but I'll send it over to you.
Do it on those where you put the code in. You know how they go, here's the code. Here's the code. So it's private. So I go, what's the code? I put the code in, and I'll see it once.
I uploaded it to a site called YouPorn.
Oh, yeah.
I just threw a couple
I have a membership.
I just flew a flapping. He sent a dick pic, and I just tagged it at the beginning.
Now, do you still live in that one house where you do the barbecues at?
Yes.
That house is so nice.
That's probably the house that I'm gonna stay in. I'm a creature of habit. I'm ready to just settle down in that spot.
We're looking for a house now. And because I've been here in this thing for 12 years, 13, 14.
You've been here 12 years?
I've been
really?
long here, yeah. I did I thought when you're single and when this thing was brand new, when I go, I'll buy that and I'll live out my days. But we have a big family now. We have cats and dogs, and I want to buy a house. And we've been looking. We put some bids in. But the thing is your house though, I love his house because You did those barbecues there, those 4th of July. You don't do those anymore, right?
I do. Yeah.
I didn't go the last.
I didn't do it last year. I was away.
I didn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
And I don't know if I can do it this year because I'm away doing gigs.
I almost took it personally.
No.
But I went to the
love you,
2
buddy.
years before
You're always
that.
invited. Even if I don't invite you, you're invited.
I know. I think one of them I did to do that, but
Showed up.
but those barbecues are fucking amazing. They did remind me of kind of the Dublin's days where you see people that you don't normally see like at the club level, and you see guys like Mark Maron wear shorts, which is fucking weird.
Right. And sandals. He wore sandals.
I know.
to my house.
Yeah. That was fucking weird.
WTF?
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Dane Cook.
Can I get philosophical about this location you live in, though? This is
I
what I
love
believe. You've been here
philosophical.
12 years.
Yeah.
How long have you been actively looking for a new place?
2 years.
Okay. Your this is one man's opinion, so don't kill the 2 cents.
Okay.
You're keeping yourself here. You're keeping yourself in a confined space, and some of it's security and comfort, and because you're familiar. If you put a plant in a small pot, it grows about this big.
Mm-hmm.
If you put a plant in a huge vat, it fucking goes up to the ceiling.
Same with
Bobby,
lizards and terrariums.
you gotta move, and you need to expand so you can expand as a thinker and as a person.
You fucking around.
2 years? Come on.
You fucking.
Is that why he's so short?
baby?
You know, animals grow according to where they're cages, so that's maybe why you just stopped growing.
Baby.
Did you live
It's
in a
not
small
a really
igloo?
legitimate height thing. It's just.
I know. Okay, can I say
I like
that?
your size, by the way.
I like it too.
Don't ever look at me like that again and say that. Okay.
All right.
I like your size. By the way.
Just saying.
And it's
By the
fucking
way.
weird.
Yeah.
All right.
Your fun size.
You fucking son of a bitch. Thank you. But you're right. The last month, we've bidded for 2 houses.
Good.
They're still on the right because we bid a little. I have a certain budget, and I went a little higher.
Yep.
So we have cut 2, and then we're looking. But I think in the next couple of months we will be moving, and I want to grow.
Yeah.
I have fear of big, wide open spaces, though.
I have to fart.
Go ahead. I like that we've been. I don't know. It sounds terrible.
Well,
but him, because we're so close and attached at the hip, and we've made
Yeah.
it work here. That he's like, we need to get a king size bed, and I'm like, no.
Right.
Double forever. So because I need that closeness, and I think I have
Well,
a
you'll still
inherent
have the
fear of
you'll
that.
still have the closest. It's not like you're going to move to the Serengeti and be like, oh, we're in a.
Yeah.
It's just you'll be closer. You'll be closer.
Yeah.
Even with more space around you because you'll be happier. You'll be more content. And
Yeah.
You know how I said we're pressure players?
Yeah.
When I left that apartment and bought my house, I couldn't afford the house that I was in. I wasn't quite ready to have that house at that time.
Yeah.
I'd gone through all this crap with my business manager, I couldn't afford that house. But I forced myself to get in a situation that I had to survive to
Right.
keep it.
Whitney did the same thing.
That's what you need.
Cummings.
Yeah.
Whitney Cummings, before she did 2 Broke Girls and before she was on her own show, Whitney. Right? This is during the Chelsea Lately days. She goes, I'm buying this house. And it was so much money. And I go, oh, you're doing that? He goes, no, I'm not doing that good. But I feel like I can do it. That I'm going to force myself to do it.
Sure.
So that's I
then
believe
she
what you're
lived
saying.
up
She lived. Oh my
to
God.
what
We gotta
she believed
We
she
got to get a
is.
$6 million house, baby.
We do.
Oh God. Oh God.
It's
We're
part
gonna
of
get $6 million house.
It's part of the visualization.
Great. I'm going to fart too.
Oh, you look up. Okay.
Yeah. I do have to say, I wanted to always say this to you is that when you sprung into stardom,
Superstardom. But
yeah,
anyway.
superstardom and Madison Square Garden, all that stuff, right? I've always said about you, people go, because people that don't know, how, I want to say this in the right way, right? Some guy that doesn't know who Dane Cook is, then they see this kid, this good-looking white kid who's energetic and physical and crushing. They blow up and they go, well, he's goofy, or they'll say something, right? And I always would tell people, I go, dude, that guy's a fucking beast. This dude right here is back in the day. I'm not aside from all the shit you did, and I'm not kissing your ass. And I've said that about other guys too, where you watch somebody and you go, holy fuck, that's what he did to that fucking room. Especially the shows that I would see you in is in LA, right, where it's jaded and you have so much competition, and it was cool to do Oddball, even though we didn't hang out that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I saw him.
Oh, were you part of the first class
Yeah, it was-
group? And
No, we were the last.
No, last.
The last.
We shut it out.
Did we shut it down?
We shut it down.
But that's not. I mean.
No, I mean on the plane. Remember?
He's really good because he parlays the laugh into the cough.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's really
You
good.
see how he does that? I know your tricks.
Blood everywhere.
Strategy.
Well, when we showed up at the Burbank airport.
Yeah.
Do you remember you guys were all in first class and I wasn't coach?
Oh, you're.
Yeah.
So you were part of the
part of the
first
first
class.
class.
Yeah,
I was
he
on part.
yeah.
I was part of the very last one that went out with Sebastian.
Yeah, but no, the first
Jim
class.
Jeffries.
First
On
class
the plane.
on the plane. First
Yes.
class. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So they would Tom Segura would throw pillows at me back
Yeah.
there and stuff. Yeah. Because no one told me that my manager was like, no, I got the ticket. Then that I'm flying out with a bunch of comics. They're all gonna have first class. Why wouldn't you get me one? But sweetie, it's 2 hours, right? But I was just humiliated. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you guys made it nice.
Yeah. We felt great up there.
What do you mean?
We just felt great about ourselves.
Was it funny? Were you laughing?
No.
Yeah.
No, everybody put their headphones in.
Yeah. It was you, Sebastian, Tom Segura.
Segura.
What a great group.
Yeah.
What a great group.
Yeah. It was fun. I was glad I could be a part of that one.
Yeah, it was fun. And I just couldn't believe that we have you here. It's like honestly, like but it's of course because we've known each other so long.
A long time, man. A long time.
Battle, we've seen battles, we've seen ups and downs, all kinds of shit. Like we're
Yeah.
in the same war or something.
Yeah, man, we've been on a lot of shows with incredibly prolific comics that aren't even with us anymore. The Freddie Sotos and there's a lot of dudes. We were on some really significant lineups, man. So I'm proud of our the legacy that we have laid, and just think of what's next. That's what I'm always excited about.
Death.
Think of what's next. Death?
No.
Death.
You're right. You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
And also the whole key to the whole thing, if you're young and want to do comedy, and really is, it's two things. You got to work hard. You have to go up on stage, obviously, right?
Right.
But it's also just not. I've had years after Mad TV. You don't know this about me. I've had years that were really bad. Like I wasn't making a lot of money, and I couldn't get anything going, And then I've had amazing years, It's ebbs and flows. It goes up, but I never quit. I would never quit, And you've never quit.
Yeah.
And that's the number one thing. You just gotta keep going if you have the talent, of course.
Because there's I think we're always looking for some kind of end zone to make us feel like a real sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
But let me tell you a quick story about Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis was one of my favorite comedians growing up. The guy was the biggest star in the world for many, many years with Dean Martin. And he produced and directed and he built technology, and he just a pioneer on and off screen. And I became friends with him in his later years. And he became a mentor, and then he became actually family to me. So I talked to Jerry Lewis once a week. My childhood hero. I ended up getting into like some really deep, and I could honestly, like, I can hear his voice now on a low moment in my life, literally calling me and talking me up back to a place where I could function. I went and saw him do his show. He was 89. He'd been in show business, ready? 84 years. Jesus. At this point.
Oh my
So
God.
84 years. Every night Jerry would do his show. It was always the same show, and then the encore was questions with the crowd, and that was always new because the questions were real and random. So I would go because I liked seeing how he was during the Q&A. And then it was 30 minutes, all 6 times I saw him do it. And then the 7th time, he did about maybe 15 minutes, and then the woman came out, took him by the arm, and took him off. And I went backstage. And again, this is just to show you, this is what we are as comics. This is where we're always going to be. Jerry Lewis, 89, accomplished the world.
Yeah.
I go into the back, he's stewing. He's literally sitting in a seat, and he's rocking, and he's shaking his head. And I walk up, and I go, Jerry, is everything all right? And he grabbed me, he goes, They fucking lit me early. I had 15 more fucking minutes for Q&A.
Oh.
He still had shit
He still
to
has
do.
that.
He had shit. We all have
Oh
shit where
my God.
you accomplish, you're already on to the next thing in your head. So just revel and live in that.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
into a new place, get into a bigger place.
Yeah.
Push your fucking, push your love out, dude.
I'm gonna fucking do it.
All right.
So the end of our podcast, what we do is this thing called Unhelpful Advice. And we have people ask us questions, and then you can give advice on ones that aren't helpful.
Can this be sponsored by my Tell It Like It Is store at danecook.com?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's it.
What's it called? Tell It Like It Is. Tell It Like It Is tour.
Yep. Yeah, and it's at danecook.com. All my tickets in 411.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, every sleepers, okay? Listen to me, okay? You guys came out in droves in San Jose. Come out for my boy right here, Dane Cook. What dates are coming up?
Everything's on the website. I get dates the rest of the year. Literally the rest of the year. I'm
You're
all
going to
over
do
the US.
every weekend for the rest of the year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so go to that, everyone.
Unhelpful advice.
And then I have a movie lined up with Dr. Ken.
What's it called? Fucking son of a bitch. I love Dr. Kevin. Go ahead.
Unhelpful advice with Bobby, Khalyla, and Dane Cook. Brought to you by Tell It Like It Is tour.
There we go. Hey guys, when I was in high school, my dad took a job in Doha, Qatar. We lived in Boston for a 4-year contract with the U.S. government. My dad and I were very close, and I had a hard time processing this. 3 years into the contract, my parents tell me that my sisters
Wordy.
getting a divorce. Oh, it's got 3 paragraphs. Getting a divorce because he had an affair with some Australian woman there. During the divorce, it was revealed to me that he spent the money my parents had saved for my college fund
Is
on
this
his
a
new
riddle?
girlfriend. Yep. On his new girlfriend's alcohol addiction and building her a new hair salon. Naturally, I was infuriated. We haven't had a good relationship since.
Okay.
Cut to in my mid-20s, now my dad has been diagnosed with diabetes. He seems to think this new diagnosis is a free
one,
pass
Dave. Good
for
one,
us
Dave.
to have a good relationship now. I'm a nurse, and he's expecting me to guide him through this disease. Am I still right to be upset and distance myself, or should I forgive him and help out?
Bobby, it's all lost on Bobby, so let me give you a quick synopsis.
Yeah, I Australia, I heard.
No. That was Australia, not
I heard
even.
Australia.
Look, listen.
After Australia, I was out.
His dad leaves for the Middle East when he's in high school.
Okay.
Stays there for 4 years.
Uh-huh.
Spends the kids' college tuition on a girlfriend that he met there to open up a hair salon.
Yep.
Dad now gets diabetes and is like, thinks it's a free pass to be forgiven for blowing his college fund on a woman he met in the Middle East.
You know, it's not a free pass, but it is your dad,
That's your...
right?
What?
What do you mean?
So forgive?
I forgive.
I would, you know what I would do? I'd say, you know what, Dad, I want to help, but I want a piece of the hair salon. You know, maybe like a 10% bump each month.
Right. Oh, he still has the hair salon.
Yeah,
in the
though,
Middle East?
and the woman that he gave the hair salon to is apparently like an alcoholic, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
He's an
Yeah.
alcoholic.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I
Yeah,
forgive.
I mean, yeah,
I'm all about
forgive me
forgiveness.
too.
Yeah.
It's his dad.
Yeah.
You know? Well,
Gotta
you wouldn't?
What do you think,
What's
Lana?
wrong, baby?
I wouldn't blindly forgive.
We would have a discussion.
No, there'd be consequences.
Like what?
And I'd be reimbursed in one way or
Right.
another because that is my college, that is my future that you've forsaken for an alcoholic lady who wanted to open a fucking salon. Like I would be really concerned about where his judgment is.
There's a whole nother side of that spectrum, which is there's an alcoholic woman who has a hair salon.
What's she up to?
And she needed that cash to buy
needed it, yeah.
some booze.
Yeah, she was sick.
God.
But here's another thing, though.
I'd forgive him after he lost a foot.
But the way I would, babe, come on, you're gonna let the diabetes get to that point?
Yeah, I'd be like, you know what? But if he's like, let's say he's on the border of type 2 diabetes,
Yeah.
and he could still alter his lifestyle to be in better health. If that was an option for him, I wouldn't forgive him. If he already had a gangrenous foot and then he had like a below the knee amputation, I'd be like, you know what? Now's the time.
Oh my god.
I'd gauge where his wound care.
Because
How do you follow
I don't
that?
know how to
I mean,
follow
that's,
it.
that hypothesis is it.
whenever something like that happens, though, it's like I always think to myself, and maybe this is like delusional thinking. I always think, oh, that's just the will of, not God's will, but it's just the way it's supposed to be, and I'll go this way. Like if I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad left. He's in the Middle East, took all my money. He's opened a hair salon. Oh, that's fucked. I guess he's out. I'm gonna do this now because I have to survive. But I always feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing because the other thing happened. Do you think that or no?
The journey of this damn whole thing is just for finding out how to let go of hurt and fear and pain. And so by perpetuating this person, if they don't help their dad, they are just perpetuating the pain. They could stop the pain by saying, you know what, Dad, I love you. You're not a perfect person. I have some issues with you. I'm going to help you right now, and then you're going to help me out with
That's
something.
it right there, dude. Fuck Dr. Drew. This is the guy.
Dr.
Drew was here, last week?
That's what I say every morning when I wake up.
This guy right here. Fuck you, Drew. This is the guy. That's.
I bet the woman in the Middle East, the alcoholic's like, yes, I like that answer.
Wow, man. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
That's it?
You want more?
Yeah.
Is there another one that's a little bit more?
Yeah,
I couldn't get my mind wrapped around that one.
Well, this one, I'm 20 years old and recovering alcoholic drug addict. Have struggled with it since I was 14.
Incest?
No.
Alcoholic. Wait, what?
I thought you said incest.
But now I've been now clean for
Active
over.
listening.
I've been clean for over a year. Unfortunately,
Stop right there for a second.
Wait.
Just real quick, okay?
Are you just reading WebMD?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what
Yep.
he's doing.
What is this?
Dr. Drew's website. Yeah.
I just want to say one thing.
What are your fans in so much pain?
What's fart rape?
Fart rate?
Is that when you Dutch oven somebody?
You force your butthole in someone's
No, there's a
mouth.
new phenomenon where like women are telling guys not to fart because it's intrusive.
It's like-
and guys fart louder than women. And now some feminists, like hardcore ones, are saying you can't fart anymore.
Oh gosh, what?
And then when you fart, now there's a new term called fart rape.
is that like when you farted in Krista's mouth?
Yeah. So if that was real, I'd be in prison.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Well, I hope this helped you, Chris, with your question.
Don't do it. So
We're
go
going to
ahead.
end on
Hold on.
fart rate? No.
You just farted right now when you told that
I
story,
know, I
you
fart raped
bastard.
everyone- I
oh
fart
my
raped
god,
everyone
I
in the room.
smelled it right now.
All right, so he failed out of community college. Even though I'm bringing my grades up now, making progress, a part of me feels like I'm going nowhere in life. I feel like a failure. I'm on the verge of relapse.
How old is he?
20. How can I stop being a little bitch and move on instead of dwelling on my past failures?
You're 20, dude. I mean, it's like, here's the thing, okay?
Those aren't considered failures.
Yeah,
yet.
those aren't failure. Listen, all right, I got sober when I was 17. I stayed sober until I was 30. I relapsed. Everyone knows my fucking story, okay? But the thing is that everything that's happened, from when I got sober the first time to now, I wouldn't change it in any other kind of way because it led me up to, being with Khalyla, having this wonderful podcast, meeting this piece of shit, and then Aria, but everything I have, right, it has to do with the past, and it all led up to this. I met her on Tinder. Like, who knows what would have happened if I never did stand up or never came to LA, and all the bad things that have happened for me to shift and get here. So it's like your journey has just begun, and it's dark now, right? But is that what? Am I saying it right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that anything that you want to accomplish in this life, here's the truth, is like, it's going to be mostly failure. Mostly failure. But you're not going to fail at all if you're not applying yourself. So you're either going to fail outright or you're going to fail forward until finally something starts to click. I'm not trying to be cynical. Like, just life is not, this whole ride isn't structured to be fucking feel good.
Yeah.
It's structured to make you see if you can elevate above the fucking toxicity.
Yeah.
And that takes a long time. And you did it, but it's like it pulls you back down sometimes, man.
Yeah. But there is something about, when things for me get dark and I know generally what's causing, like if it's drugs and alcohol, and I feel the suffering and the pain. I've lost, a lot of things. Not my life or, I never lost but I lost a TV job I've done and I've lost things, but it's like, in stand up, right? The only two things I did in my life that was really kind of positive and right is one day I signed up at an open mic and I went up and I consistently did that.
Yeah.
And I decided one day at a time, I'm not going to pick up a drink and drug. Everything else, I'm a failure. I don't know how to do anything else around those two things. But those two actions, those two things that I chose to commit to on a daily basis has got me this life. It's a great life,
Yeah.
And so it's like that to me, if I want to tell this guy, it's just, you make a couple of decisions. I know it's overwhelming. I have to do this, and I don't have a house, and I owe this person money, and all these things, right? But to me, it's like I had all those things, all those issues that normal human beings have, especially in this country, right? In the first world country. But all you have to do is make a couple of decisions. You commit to those decisions. And hopefully those are decisions that you take big risks. I mean, doing stand-up, you're passionate about, right? And I was very passionate about being sober. Like this last time around, I have 17 years now, but this first time around, Paul Hughes and Court McCown, all these guys.
Oh my gosh.
That's fine. It was just a muffin. Help me. I'm fine. But yeah, I had a chunk. But they, in the beginning, they told me you got to hit it hard. So for 8 years, every day I went to a meeting. I did committed to it. Did I do the steps properly? I don't know. Did I call my sponsor every day? Probably not. But these are two things that I consistently did. So do two things, be passionate, and I'll think everything else will fall into place. What book have you read? I know you fucking read a book.
He should read The Four Agreements. If you want to change your mentality.
Miguel Ruiz.
The Four Agreements. It helped me a lot.
It's so fucking funny you say that because when I applied, I don't apply it anymore. I'm not impeccable with my word.
Okay.
But when I did,
in
the first 2 years that I read that book, my life was good. It's a great book. What are the four agreements? Impeccable with your word.
Can we look it up? Because it's like,
I know. It's ambiguous.
I broke them down to simpler.
I know, but there's
terms,
the four are kind of with some of them. That's why I can't. I've read the book a couple of times.
Yeah.
They're a little ambiguous.
Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions.
Don't make assumptions. Those are three.
Huge.
And then there's always do your best.
Always do your best.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't take anything personally is, I think in the book it says, if a stranger walks up to you with a gun and shoots you in the head, it's not personal. It says that in the book, I think, which is true, And it's a very difficult one to apply, but it
has everything to do with them. It has
Yes,
nothing to do with you.
thank
You're
you,
just,
baby. You're the smart one.
You're just the collateral damage to their demons.
The most interesting people are trial by fire people. Anybody who's made it through fire, I'm close with. I have great friends.
I agree 1,000%.
Yeah. I like people with some scars. I like some people who, Larry Moss, the great acting instructor, Larry Moss, he said something so amazing years ago. As a birthday gift, I got a session with him, like a private one-on-one session.
Wow.
He's more of a therapist. We talked about acting, but he was the one who said to me, you're going to spend your whole life trying to fill a hole inside of you that you're never going to fucking fill.
This is what I want to hear.
And I said, I don't know what you mean. He goes, yeah, you do. What happened to you when you were a kid that's causing you to do A, B, and C? And I broke down. I fucking cried in an acting lesson with this guy. And he goes, what is the hole? And this is what you need to work on. And this is what changed my life. Everything from this moment, 2010 up to now, he goes, find out what that void is, and instead of trying to fill it and hide it, fucking show it to people. Share it and own it. Put a light on it and make it yours. And I did.
Wow.
So that's what this guy's got to do.
Wow. Let me say something to you, man.
Put a light in your hole.
Put a light in the hole.
Put a light in your hole.
I want to say something to you, Dane Cook, all right? We would love to have you back on this program.
Oh, thank you.
Not being real.
I know. That's like the
I'm
Johnny
totally-
Carson, you gave me the nod.
Yeah.
Please come
No,
back.
really, honestly. And number one, and if you do yours, I'd love to do it.
Oh,
if you do
man,
one,
that means a lot. Thanks.
I feel like I reconnected with you.
All right.
It feels good in that way. And also, honestly, I'm on a thing. I'm doing a thing now. But if my show doesn't get picked up, maybe we'll do something one day.
I would love that.
Like pitching, pitch each other ideas.
Yeah.
And maybe we can come up with something that's
Even if I'm not involved in it, I'd love to I'd love to sit with you and really
I think you'd be good at that.
talk shit and
Yeah,
talk
that'd be
shop.
great. Yeah.
Because you have a great idea in you, man.
Thank you.
There's a great idea in there.
Thank you
You're
so
no, listen. I'm gonna blow a little smoke up your fucking asshole.
Put a light in the hole.
It's like you. I've watched you kill, and you're a very funny guy, but you're a very talented actor. And stop selling yourself short, Bobby Lee, because you can do anything you put your mind to. And I believe this, and I know your fans do as well.
And that's what I always wanted from you.
I don't think he believes it.
You don't give me. You don't believe it.
I looked at him.
I've
You
always
should
wanted
fire
that from
him
you.
today.
Let's give this young man a round of applause, Dane Cook. He was fucking amazing, and that was so fun and easy. And I just knew that about him because we have history, you know. And we also did those shows with Vince Vaughn in New Orleans. Remember that back then? But you know what happened after that, right?
No.
Him and I got in a fight, and he never talked to me again.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
But that's for something else. That's for something else.
Okay. Maybe maybe when I do my podcast.
Yeah, we're
you'll
gonna
tell
totally talk about it. You know, 'cause I don't give a fuck at this point. That was like 20 years ago. All right, give it another round of applause, everybody.
Make sure you check out the Tell It Like It Is tour. We'll be right back with some housekeeping. What an episode. Dane Cook, Bobby Lee, best friends forever.
I love how like Bobby always says, "That's exactly what I needed to hear," and he always has his like breakthrough moment of he's gonna change his
it's like
life.
this?
Wow, that's it. That's exactly what I needed to hear. And then,
You're going to make me cry.
yeah, he goes, yeah, you're going to make me cry. And then as soon as he leaves his door.
Well, I think I need to buy the 4 Agreements. That sounds like a good book.
I do like, I've never read the book, but I can, those are good things to live by. Also,
Can we explain the person
Yeah.
that's just sitting here? Yeah.
imagine if we just didn't.
This is George. George is different.
Here, take the mic. This is
Andrew.
our good friend Andrew. Oh, here.
Andrew, put the headset.
Yeah.
Because you're very quiet, sir. Very polite Canadian.
I'm going to give a quick story. When Bobby had a show at Yuck Yucks in Vancouver,
Where are the rental car keys?
I think they're in the kitchen, right by my bed then. When Bobby had a show in Vancouver, I think they were all sold out shows, right? And behind Yuck Yucks, there's this little like alleyway. And Andrew just happened to be there right when we were coming in, backstage. And who is that?
It's Corinda. She's crawling on the
Okay,
ground.
make sure it's just not Julio. Oh, it's a cat. Okay. And then you gave us stickers that you had made. Yeah, and a drawing.
More stickers, too.
And so we brought you backstage and you hung out with us, and which isn't always the case. We ended up falling in love with you, and every time we're in Vancouver, we hang out with you, and you drive us around and you take us to dinner and stuff. So, and Andrew's a great artist, and he is in town, and he was our B cam today. That's why Bobby kept looking back and saying Canadian, Canadian, Canadian.
It wasn't Bryce he was yelling at.
No,
the whole
no,
time.
no. It was Andrew. And give us your Instagram.
What's your
this
IG
guy's
handle,
fucking
bro?
dope. Have you ever seen his artwork?
It's too.
Andrew, hold up your sticker really quick for us. Boom.
Where do I hold it?
Here.
Hold it up to that.
But you see
What's
that
your Instagram?
It's TAVUKCIYAN. Tavuxian.
Dope.
the piece up there in front. You see your work up there in our living
I saw
room.
it. It's so cool to see that.
Yeah, it's always in like the vlogs and stuff. But
Make
you're
us a shirt.
awesome.
We need another
I would
design.
love. I would love to do that. Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you.
Okay, cool.
But follow him. Your murals up in the city are amazing, and we're really happy that you're here. And so, Gil, what's up?
Oh, boring. Just reminding everyone, our shirts are coming out soon. It's Bobby's. I can't talk.
Get on that mic.
It's Bobby's. Me walking down the street together, long sleeve. Look at the back.
Oh shit.
How beautiful is that?
dope.
Would you buy
Yeah,
that?
I would. Yeah.
He's like, I could drop it.
That's a great.
No, I love that style.
That's a ringing endorsement.
Klein, any shout out, reverse shout? We don't do reverse shout outs. Any shout outs?
No, I'm positive. Any
Jesus, I'm positive.
Actually, I want to do a reverse shout out.
Yeah. Yes.
I wonder if this is gonna backfire.
Okay, well, can we like
do it.
just process it?
No, because
Quickly.
it has to do with the U.S. government. I want to do a reverse shout out to, because Juliana, you know, my niece, she wanted to come to school here, and so she had her interview for a student visa. We had all our ducks in line. I even have a lawyer, and we checked off all the things that she needed to get done, and so she was basically a shoo-in. But the interviewer, God damn it, Gilbert, this is a serious story.
Yeah, buy her shirt.
The interviewer basically said this: "Oh yeah, it looks like you have enough money on both ends to secure that she won't be like a burden to like an American tax dollars or whatever." But he was like, "But I'm gonna go off a hunch and say that Juliana is never gonna go back. When she gets to America, she's never gonna go back to the Philippines." I'm like, "Motherfucker, she's been here like 5 times. She's gone back each time." Anyways, she got
yeah.
denied the student visa, and
Damn.
so I'm salty about it.
There's no other way to go around it.
No, I'm making them reapply and hopefully get a different interviewer.
Oh, so there's
Yeah,
no,
because it's like I think they give too much discretion to these people. It's like if you say this is what's required and I give you what's required, you can't all of a sudden be like, you know what? I have a feeling about you.
There's
You
no-
don't get to judge that.
Is there no any? I think you just follow the objective criteria.
Yeah,
It
you
seems
have
very
to be
subjective.
objective.
They can just be racist.
Yeah,
or
it's
not
like-
racist, but I don't know. You just pick whoever they want, really.
And it's true. And I don't like that because it's like I already paid the full year of her private school here. I've shown that we're able to pay it. And anyways, that's my reverse shout out. So fuck you,
That's the-
interviewer man at the consulate in
One
Manila.
reverse shout out a year, and that's it. That was yours.
Yeah, that was mine.
Okay, yeah, true.
Yeah,
True. Well,
fuck. You're right.
well,
you're right.
there you go.
Damn it, Andrew. That's a
George,
good point.
any shout outs? Anyone stopped you today?
Nope, I think I'm good. I thought of one the other day, but now I've forgotten it now.
Did you lose weight?
I'm working out now.
I like your hair.
Oh yeah, shout out to Nick the Ear then. Let's go. Shout out to Nick the Ear.
Who's
Thank
Oh,
you.
that's what it is.
Who still wants Khalyla to do some Muay Thai?
He's gonna
begging.
be sorely disappointed when he realizes I have 2 left feet and I can't throw a decent kick.
He just
I
found.
haven't thrown one kick once.
Oh, okay. He's just my workout.
I'm doing
he's just-
workouts.
He also
Yeah.
wants to bond over the fact that he also is a high school swimmer. He doesn't know anyone else is a swimmer.
But,
He- and he's
but
from
hold
Glen-
on,
and
hold
he live
on.
in Glendale.
Not to shit on anyone, but just the high school summer though.
I know you're national. You're national.
No, I'm just
His
saying.
butterfly
like,
was 18 minutes. It took forever.
That was exactly shitting. Not to shit on someone. That was exactly what you did.
You hear that, Nick? You just got Khalyla.
No, because this is what I hear my whole life, right? Because I'm like, oh yeah, I was a swimmer, and then you always this is always what guys do. Oh yeah, I'll race you. I'm like, oh, you swam too? They're like, yeah, I swam, like high school, like JV. I'm like, oh, okay. So the 20 years that I committed blood, sweat, and tears into this sport means absolutely nothing to you. You think you can just race me?
Yeah, she got beat by her mom.
I was beat by my mother,
And then force
punched in the mouth. I had to pluck the fucking metal out of the braces out of my fucking lips for the sport of swimming. You don't get to just race me.
Yeah, and you also were force-fed food.
Yeah, force fed.
Like a duck.
You know what a stomach belt is? Do you know what fucking kneeling on salt feels like?
Oh, God.
For the sport of swimming. No, you don't get to just race me.
Yeah, you hear that? Ryan Lochte.
Because if I lose, I'll commit suicide.
Whoa, okay. That was a great podcast. We love you all. And if you're having trouble, don't. Just look for some friends and chat.
I will see Nick the Ear. I'm a believer. You look great, George, and shout out to Nick the Ear because you were looking a little tubby there for a second.
And
Reddit noticed too.
I'm still on my bulking phase, so I can't wait to get another 10 more pounds on my body. So, guys, make sure you follow us on Instagram at TigerBelly, on Twitter at TheTigerBelly. Email us any questions or unhelpful advice at thetigerbelly@gmail.com. And if anyone wants to mail any packages, where can we do that?
This is you, George.
Andrew.
The North Wilcox Ave.
Whoa! Get on the mic. What do you think it is? Let's try your best. Just your best.
Something.
Yeah.
North Wilcox Ave. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's actually good enough.
Good
George.
enough. It's in the description.
It's 1626 North Wilcox Avenue, Hollywood, California. No, I'm sorry.
You're right.
1626. Yeah, but what's the number?
161.
161.
Yeah.
God, George, just say the whole thing properly.
Or just check
1626.
check
Just
out
check the
our
description. It's in the description.
description.
And then let's have a link to everything else down there.
Yes, guys. And also, make sure, we want to thank our sponsors for all their sponsoring today. Go to quip.com/belly to get your first refill pack free by going to, just go to quip.com/belly. To get Quip.
Get
Quip.com/belly. Go to get 10% off your wallet from ridgewallet.com and use the promo code belly. And then find your 100% authentic sneaker at goat.com/belly. And if you'd love to get some extra content that comes out on Monday, make sure you check out our Patreon at patreon.com/tigerbelly. And once again, that is patreon.com/tigerbelly. Everyone, have a good night.
You skipped some of that.
Did I? Okay.
It was perfectly
I'll
written.
do the one
but,
George wrote. And if you'd like to support us, ellipses, get extra special bonus episodes, ellipses, be part of the exclusive Discord, ellipses,
Is this how
and
you
so
audition?
much more. Go to
Is this how you audition?
patreon.com/tigerbelly.
He's mocking
dramatic
you, George.
beat. Oh, hey guys, dramatic beat.
Mocking.
Frickin'
You made a
Bad
mockery out
auditioning.
of George.
Bad
Kimmel.
auditioning. That was perfectly written.
You're
Good
right,
job,
George.
Gil.
I apologize.
Good job on
You
the
know, I
ellipses.
slave over it. I was late today because I was making sure that was perfect. And you just throw it away.
You look good
Like
in
it's
blue,
nothing?
George.
You look really good, George.
Yeah, I'm actually
Oh,
very
thank you.
surprised by how handsome you look. It's kind of nauseating.
I'm gonna hold you. I want to hold you.
Let's hold him.
Let's hold him.
Let's hold him down.
Let's hold him down. Where's Dane?
Where's Bobby?
All right, guys. Have a good night. Follow Andrew on Instagram and like.